Thanks for making it sunrise. Good morning to you. It's CVMTV's Monday Match Night. It returns once again this evening. The feature kickoff is going to be, of course, the Premier League final round of fixtures that give us another clash of the Titans. Arnett Gardens are going to be hosting champions Cavalier at the Tony Spalding's Sports Complex. The kickoff time, of course, is at 7:45. Live and exclusive free-to-air coverage can only be seen right here at CVMTV. Nathan Curtis, our resident football analyst, he joins us again to give us a scoop. What are we expecting, Nathan?
You know, that's a throw the form book out the window. I think this is one of those you throw the form book out the window. This is two big teams, and Arnett has not been able to beat Cavalier all season. So, you know, even though it's Cavalier in the jungle, Arnett kind of want to prove a point.
Is Cavalier playing like a defending champion?
They are not.
Because I know they're not in a position right now looking like they're going to defend their title. Of course,
based on the league table, they're actually in trouble because though they have 2 games in hand or 3 games in hand for most of the teams. They're just about, I think, 3 points above 6th place right now. And you have teams like Racing who do have a few games in hand who can pip them. So it's an interesting one. And Cavalier don't really want to lose this game because losing this game means that you're giving up those games in hand that you have as an advantage. Right. And you're putting yourself in a position where you thought you had it on easy street to be able to make the playoffs.
Watching Cavalier in the Champions Cup, even before playing against Inter Miami, but even in the Inter Miami first leg, they looked really good against regional and other CONCACAF teams. Why is it not together locally?
I don't think it's that it's not together. You're talking about a team now that when you take the Caribbean Champions Cup and you take the CONCACAF Champions Cup and you put all of those games together, this is a team that has played easily 15 more games than every other team in the Premier League. So this is a team that is tired. And it's starting to show. It really is starting to show.
As the season wears on.
And I think the greatest challenge for Cavalier right now is that squad rotation to be able to keep the squad fresh, to be able to push on, to kind of give themselves that extra impetus. But again, when you have 3 games in hand, you're still there. Coach Speed is too much of a veteran. He's too much of a man who's seen it and done it all to make these slips. I don't see them falling out of the playoffs. I don't see them falling out of the playoffs. So to be very honest, I think that 6th place fight is between Racing and a Waterhouse right now. I don't see Cavalier putting themselves in that position. And if they do, this is a team that has too much quality to be able to not be able to get there. So I suspect that you're going to see, like tonight, it's one of those games where Cavalier is going to show up for the sake of showing up. Right? No matter where they are, when they come up against certain teams, Cavalier finds a way. So yes, they lost to Humble Lion last time out, but they're going to show up against Arnett. That's a feeling.
But show up, will that be enough? Do they have enough firepower? Because at the end of the day, the team who scores more goals
wins the game. And I mean, when you talk about teams in the Premier League, no team has greater firepower than Arnett Gardens. They have shown that time in and time out this season. Like when you go into their bench, they didn't have Warner Brown for the last game and they won 4-0. So you're looking at the next level players, the next level strikers in the Rashiki Kelson, who are still being able to find the goals. A Fabian Reed who's coming off the bench or starting and finding the goals. This is a team that has about 5 players who could have been in the top 5 for goal scorers this season. So you're talking about a team that's well equipped, but you're also talking about a team in Cavalier that has a reggae boy mainstay in Richard King in defense, that has a striking quality of John Mario Calvin, that has throughout the length and breadth of this team, Adrian Reed Jr. You're talking about too many good players for them to just be counted out simply because of form and because they're tired. Again, any football team that's been faced with the kind of challenges they've been faced with, eventually you're going to find burnout.
You play football to face these challenges. You do. That's why you play football to be in the best competition.
But the truth is, the unfortunate thing for the Jamaica Premier League teams is that you don't find this week in, week out. So when you're watching Premier League and you're talking about the best teams in the world, they're built to be in the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carling Cup. They have a squad depth that can pull out a youth player to come play 10 games to keep their top strikers fresh. Here, that's not the same. You see other teams trying to build something like that in a Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
But when you look around the league now, that's not the case. And you're talking about a Cavalier team that's already built young. This is one of the youngest teams in the league. Let's remember that, So it's not like we're talking about a team that is going dig into them youth development. They've already dug into it. That's what's built the kind of quality that they've built. And to be fair to them. Being where they are with the quality players that they have, with the type of coaching that they have, and the overall structure. This is a team that don't have no base, you know. It's not a Cavalier that can go pick into a community and say, boy, this is my high school team. No, they've built this basically on their own. So that's a testament to them. And that's what makes games like this, Dennis, for me, you want to watch because the storylines, the narratives, the things that are attached to it make the game that much more interesting. Coach Gilbert versus Coach Speed, you know, Coach Speed is the kind of man who's always looking to get one up on the big teams. So a team like Cavalier and a team like Arnett come together on a Monday night, yeah, man, must watch TV.
Big. All right, so what's your call? How do you see this one going?
I feel like Arnett just simply wants to get one over. A loss and a draw, I feel like they can take this one 2-1.
2-1 is your... All right, that's Nathan's prediction. Tune in at 7:45 this evening to find out. Looking forward to it. Remember, of course, it's Monday match night. It's Arnett Gardens versus Cavalier, 7:45 here on CVM. And of course, you can see more in the CVM News at 7 this evening, where they're going to be giving you an in-depth preview. Until then, we're going to say, stick around here on Sunrise.